Brandon, it almost makes you feel like we have to do what they're doing or plan to do in Italy, a blockade. A little bit different, of course, when you're talking about, a landlocked border here. But I'm just wondering, what do you think of the way Italy is dealing with this?
Well, I think that what they're doing is absolutely astonishing. I think that when you look at this liberal government recognizing how bad this issue is, the people of Italy realizing how bad this issue is, and they're actually going to start to do something, yet our government isn't going to follow suit. They're going to put up a blockade because their laws allow them. We can't do a blockade. Even if we stretched our border hand in hand with Border Patrol agents, that group of 2,200 migrants that cross the border, we can't push them back into Mexico. So we can't stop them from coming. We have to take them into custody. But there are other things that this administration could do to stop this. And we've proven that in the past. President Trump proved what policies are effective. All we have to have from this administration is the proper policy, and we could stop this tomorrow. They just don't want to do it because they're worried about their base supporters. They're worried that they're going to get them out to the polls, and so they constantly appease them.
But now those base supporters are getting a little antsy, if you think about it, right, Brandon? Because the New York Mayor Adams and the New York Democratic Governor Hochul are concerned that this is so out of control of the border, especially when it's at their doorsteps. When you got a state that had declared that it would be a sanctuary state just a few years ago, New Jersey, saying, no mas, we can't deal with this. There's a division in the ranks there.
There's a little bit of a division, but that division hasn't grown big enough. I mean, when you have AOC that goes out, that does a rally in favor of people coming to New York City, saying that there's a good idea for a tax on the American people to support these people in New York City. So there is a little bit of a chink in the armor, but it hasn't grown big enough yet. And until that base changes its mind, until that base realizes that we have to do what's best for this country, not what's best for other countries or for other people from other countries, until they realize that we have to do what's best for this country, we're going to continue to see this problem. This administration will not do anything until its base changes its mind.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that base did get a little bit of a shocker, though, Brandon, when, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jerry Nadler, two liberals who were speaking to this group, were booed down, essentially shouted down. I don't think they anticipated that. Do you think that was a wake-up moment or a short-lived one?
I think it's very short-lived, and what they're doing and listening to all the rhetoric on Capitol Hill, I spent an awful lot of time there listening to that rhetoric. What they're saying is those were conservatives that were out there saying that. That wasn't their base. That's the rhetoric that's going around right now, and that's what they would have everybody believe, even though, Neil, you and I both know that citizens of New York City, they're fed up with this. The base is, in fact, fed up with it, but until there's a lot more voices out there, this administration is going to continue doing what they're doing. Remember, we could stop this tomorrow. There are ways to do it. This administration won't give us that policy that's necessary.
Real quickly, I think it hits home when it is at home, though. When it is on the streets in New York City, just a couple of blocks from here, and you have hundreds of migrants lined up. I mean, maybe that is the moment.
Well, for New York City, it is. They've reached the breaking point. The Border Patrol, we've reached the breaking point. But that's New York City. That might be Los Angeles. But there's a bunch of other liberal cities. There's a bunch of other liberal states. They haven't reached the breaking point yet. And so the base still is where it's at. They're not going to give up.